What really happened the night of prom? I sat on an uncomfortable hospital chair in the waiting room of the ER, legs swinging back and forth and clothes messy and torn. There was dried blood on my forehead and my hair was in a heap of messy curls on my head. I couldn't stop shaking with adrenaline and fear as I waited for someone to tell me how Jared was. Jared, my best friend. I was the last one to be with him when we disappeared from prom. I was still dressed in my salmon pink strapless dress. I went to prom with my crush, but Jared needed help with someone, so we left the gym and hopped in his car. He had a huge secret and I couldn't tell anyone where we were going without outing him and his secret. I was going to be in a lot of trouble. The hospital doors slid open and in rushed Jared's parents. They immediately hurried over to me. "Where is he?" his mom demanded harshly. "They took him back about 15 minutes ago," I answered. "I don't know what's going on. I'm not family, so they couldn't tell me anything." His mom glared at me, which surprised me because I always got along with his parents. "This is your fault," she hissed, pointing a thin finger at my face. "Where were you going? Prom wasn't over for another 3 hours. So what were you doing?" I hesitated before shaking my head. "That's not my place to tell you," I said calmly. Her eyes narrowed, and I swear I saw steam coming from her ears like a cartoon character. She took a threatening step toward me, face full of anger. "You did this to him," she snapped. "You're no longer welcome around him or our family. Leave." She stood there, staring at me with hatred in her eyes. Gone was the caring, motherly figure I was so used to. In her place was someone I didn't recognize. I left the hospital quickly after that, tears sliding down my cold cheeks as I caught the bus back home. Jared's car was completely totaled in a ditch back on Route 22, so there was no way for me to get home other than the bus. The next day at school, I kept a band-aid on the head wound I got from the crash. I went about my classes zoned out. The whispers got to me, and I heard the rumors going around the school. They were calling me a murderer. I was responsible for Jared's crash. I had to have been driving his car and drinking before getting behind the wheel. That was what they were saying, and it was all untrue. I just had to hold out a little while longer for Jared to wake up and tell the truth himself. But then the cops showed up at school, and I was called to the principal's office for some questioning. "Shouldn't I have my parents present?" I asked as I sat down in the office. The taller cop shrugged. "By all means, call them," he answered. I sighed. "Let's just get this over with." "I didn't do anything," I said. "I wasn't driving that night. Neither of us were drinking. It was an accident, that's all." A deer ran out in front of us. The taller cop frowned. "Where were you going?" he asked. "You were leaving prom? Why?" I shook my head stubbornly. "That's Jared's secret to tell," I said firmly. They exchanged glances before the shorter one let out a grumpy huff. "Withholding information is a crime," he said. I snorted. "I'm choosing to stay silent," I answered. "I'm not withholding anything. I have the right to remain silent." The cops fell silent. A cell phone rang and one of the cops pulled it out and answered it, his eyebrows raised. "Jared is awake," he announced. I hitched a ride to the hospital with the cops and hurried into Jared's hospital room. When he smiled at me, I burst into tears and grabbed his hand. His mom sneered at me before turning her back on me completely, but I didn't care. Jared was okay. He cleared his throat. "Neither of us were drinking," he said loudly, getting everyone's attention. "Jared, honey, just tell us that she forced you," his mom sobbed. Jared glared at her. "She didn't do anything," he protested, referring to me. He squeezed my hand tightly. "She would never do anything to hurt me. She was being a supportive friend. I was going to someone's house." His mom raised an eyebrow. "Who?" He sighed. "My boyfriend, Mom. I'm gay," he said quietly. "That's my secret." His mom stared at him for a moment with wide eyes before immediately bursting into tears and running from the room. I squeezed Jared's hand again. "I'll be here for you always," I promised him. "You know you'll always have a family with mine."